Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am glad to be here. I am grateful to be here. And so is my mini Lee. Here he is. He's happy to be here, and he's grateful to be here. And so we're here coming to you live this morning on our Meaningful Monday broadcast. And so this is Mini Lee, and this was my gift from Strategic Coach for being with them for 15 years. And I want to say thank you to them. You know, I figured out that I've now done over 600 workshops. And what a privilege it has been, really. I mean, it turned out to be so much more. It's turning out to be so much more than I ever imagined. And what I mean by that is that the relationships, the wonderful, grateful, what I call gratitude entrepreneurs that I get to share time with has been something that has been absolutely terrific, and because of it, I am a better person. And so they award me, and you can kind of see here, it's even got a wacky pin on. It's got, as I commonly wear, it actually has a sweater vest with a blue shirt. It's got my little goatee on there and everything, so you can see that it's quite the, he just gets a little carried away here. We'll just have to kind of bear with him. But anyway, yeah, so why don't you say goodbye to everybody? Blow him a kiss. There you go. Blow him a kiss. And so it's been a real pleasure to have him with me, but I think I'm going to park him over here while I can finish our Meaningful Monday today. So let me set him over here on his stand, and we'll get him on here, and he's all set, ready to go. So don't know if we can get him to shut his mouth, though, but we'll just set him right over here alongside of me. I am glad to be here, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to Strategic Coach for introducing me to Mini Lee and being able to have some fun with that. You know, this last Saturday, Lori and I we're training for the WACI, which is Warriors Against Cancer in Kids and Young Adults event that's going to be at the Grand Canyon, where we're going to go down 7 miles, over 7 miles, and up 7 miles. Total of 21 miles that we're going to be covering. We have 30 people that are wacky enough to do this in one day, even though everything that you read says do not attempt to do this in June, July, or August in one day. We've got a couple of medical specialists going with us, and we're excited to do it. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to Wacky Warriors, WACKY Warriors.org/rim to rim, or I think you can actually link over there from our Empowered Wealth site as well. But be a sponsor, be a wacky sponsor, and on the left-hand side, you'll see those that are participating, and come in and be a sponsor. And you can sponsor for as little as $7 a mile. That's 7 times 21, $147. You can be a sponsor. We believe that each runner or hiker is going to be able to get at least 10 sponsors, and that would raise us around $45,000, which would put about 25 kids through what we call the First Descents High Adventure Camp, young adults living with cancer, and plus it would also create a fund with Cure Search, which is focused directly on young adults and adolescents that are living with cancer. And 100% of those dollars would go to research. And we're also having, for those of you that aren't quite into running and you want to come and participate with us, because this event is sold out, you can join us in Orlando the first week of June, June 1st, for the Orlando second annual Orlando Wacky Golf Tournament. Again, for more information, you can find that at Wacky Warriors or on our Empowered Wealth website. Well, I'm not here to pitch you. I'm here to tell you what I've learned this week. And so Lori and I were out on Antelope Island. Antelope Island is an island that sits just about 7 miles off out into the Salt Lake. And it's a refuge. It's got hiking trails and biking trails, but it's also a refuge for wildlife. And on there is a big herd of bison. And they're scattered all over the island this time of year. But once a year they have a roundup. And we're very, so it has a special meaning to us because Nick, as who most of you know, who lived with cancer for 4 years, our son, before he passed away. But before he got cancer, he was allergic to horses. But he's always loved the horses and wanted to be involved in them. So cancer, one of the byproducts, if you can hate but anyway. But the fact of the matter is the chemo killed his allergies. And so what did he do? He took advantage of that. and he went out and he learned how to ride, and he learned how to rope. And thanks to our good friend Colin, who took him under his wing and worked with him, he became quite a good rider and quite a good roper. So good that they invited him to participate in the annual roundup of the bison on the island. Now, Nick had a bucket list of a lot of things that he did, including parachute jumping, double somersaults out of an airplane, flying the Apache helicopter, flying experimental aircraft, all kinds of different things that he had set out for himself. But he said of everything, the excitement, the rush that he got, like going alongside these bison when they're going full speed. He says they're loud. These are the thunderous roar. They just rip up the soil. There's dust everywhere. The horses can't hardly keep up with them. And he said even a couple of horses got gored. He said it was one of the scariest things he had ever participated in. But we're just so grateful that he got to participate in it. So when we're there, Lori and I went on a training hike, 3 hours, 8 miles, going over the hills and down, getting in shape for this rim-to-rim canyon ride. But it brought back these wonderful memories, especially as we saw the wild bison there. It also brought back a memory of the last time we were there. Lori and I like to ride bicycles, but she doesn't like to ride with me because I get to the top of a hill and then she comes up, and by then I'm ready to go, and so she doesn't get much rest, and so it's very frustrating for her to ride with me. So she solved it. She bought a tandem. And so a tandem works great for her. The first time we're out there riding, I'm going along, puffing uphill, and she taps me on the shoulder and says, you know, you can go faster if you'd like. I'm her bug guard. She doesn't feel the wind or the guard or everything, and she doesn't understand. But she's been a great companion and a great person. And next year, look to see that tandem be a part of our big adventure for next year. But, you know, riding the bike there, when you're riding up these steep hills, one of the things I learned is don't get off the bike. Because when you get off the bike, then the only way you can get going again is you got to turn around and go back down the hill and come back up. Now, most all of us, we looked at 2015 after evaluating 2014, and we said, how can we make 2015 the most meaningful year possible? And we wrote down, thought some things, we even recorded some things that we're going to do in 2015. But momentum is the key. We learn from our past. We're inspired by the future. But it's the present that gives us that momentum. So my message to you is don't get off the bike. And so I've got certain things that I do to keep me on the bike. To me, this is the bike. And I finally put together our Empowered Wealth Journal that for me is a tremendous tool. And I like it because I think I've shown you before, but it has the morning and it has the evening. And it gives me a chance to become fully intentional in the morning and then fully capturing the learning in the afternoon. And when I do this, I stay on the bike. I stay fully intentional and I don't lose that momentum. So whatever you're using, now these are now available too at I'm sure at empoweredwealth.com in our store, and we're just basically passing on the cost, but and this is good for 90 days roughly, 92 or 93 days. So you got a full quarter here, or you can buy a full year at one time. But it's just staying on the bike. Whatever you're using, whatever you're doing, whatever system that you're doing, whatever you selected for yourself to do, ask yourself, how can I stay on the bike today? How do I keep pedaling in the right direction? And sometimes it's very slow. Well, then gear down. Gear down more if you have to. And when things are going good, gear up. But stay on the bike. I'm so grateful for my friends. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. There we go. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have to work with you. I'm grateful for the opportunity I have to share with you. I hope this is a meaningful week for you. I trust that it will be. Stay on the bike. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.